Hello, welcome to this short series. Well, I'm going to look at playing Necromunda online using a combination of Roll20 for a virtual tabletop, which I've used quite a lot for RPGs, especially for D&D. But trying to use it for something a bit more complicated like Necromunda is going to be a bit of a stretch. So I thought I'd document how we're trying to do it. But using a combination of Roll20 and also Yaktribe, which is a really good online tool for managing gangs and campaigns. We're going to try looking at playing some games from that. Just going to run through some of the ways it's set up, which might be helpful. Well, I think it will definitely be helpful for the group I'm looking to play with to look at what they're going to need to do and how it's going to work. But I thought I'd just stick it online, see if, because I couldn't find any resources for playing Necromunda on a virtual tabletop. I thought it might be helpful if anyone else was thinking of doing it. So just going to have a look at a couple of things. This is Yaktribe. I'm just going to drag over here. So this is an Escher gang I've already created that I'm going to be looking at playing for a new campaign. I've only got Dalak tabletop models, and I'm usually a Dalak player, but I thought I'd try something different while I'm on a virtual tabletop, just using tokens. But I wanted to quickly go through how to create a gang on Yaktribe in case anyone's not done that. So if you're already pretty au fait with Yaktribe and just want to get onto the Roll20 stuff, skip this video. The rest of the playlist is basically going to be about using Roll20, firstly about making tokens for your gang, then using Roll20 and how I've set that up and how I think it might work. But this first video, the rest of it is going to be about using Yaktribe to create a gang. So if you're okay with that, skip it and we'll see you later. But for anyone who needs to create a gang in Yaktribe who's not used it before, I thought it might be helpful to have a look at that. So I've deleted this gang in Yaktribe so I can recreate it and just show you some of the things. I've had a couple of pitfalls come up for me. So I've got that on my other screen so I can recreate it properly. And I'll be flagging up some of the pitfalls I've had. So I think we go into gang manager. First thing to do, if you come into Yaktribe, you do need a login for it to be able to use it properly, so it saves your information. You can connect it with a Facebook or a Google account if you don't want to just create a separate login, but you can just do that with an email address. But you want to come into Necromunda under Hive for the current version of the rules. If you're looking for, like it says at the top, it's also got classic Necromunda tools for the old version that originally came out in the 90s and sort of had some living rulebook kind of times before the 2017 edition came out. But this is for the 2017 edition. So in here, this is my existing Dalak gang, but I'm going to create a new gang. I've only got the latest stuff I've got is Gangs of the Underhive, so I'm not going to use I think this is House of Blades, the Escher supplement's called. I don't have it, so I'm just going to use Gangs of the Underhive to create the Mantis Collective and get those together. So it comes in, it creates a gang, you've got 1,000 credits to spend, which is all normal stuff, and you need to hire fighters. So you add a fighter in. I've got my names already and everything. And it saves them just like any kind of browser thing. It defaults to champion here, which is the first pitfall. I've accidentally added champions when I've wanted to add other things before. I think it's because it lists stuff alphabetically. But I want creates my leader. Purchase costs. All these things can be changed if in the supplement you're using they happen to be different, but I'm pretty sure all the information here is accurate. I've not seen anything that's an error so far, but you can check these details, and I know an Escher leader costs 120, so I do that. I like to, or what I've done before is to add all my fighters first. So I have a champion called Nox who's 95 credits, and you can basically go through adding those in. Second champion called Khalifa, who's 95 credits, add them in, and I'll add all my fighters in now and then skip to where we've got to at that point. Okay, so that is all my fighters in. Don't have any equipment, of course, apart from stuff that they come with, and obviously leaders and champions also need a skill given to them to begin with, but I'm going to equip my leader at first. So I know I want to give her sorry, I'm just trying to move this PDF over on my other screen. I've got recording windows and stuff in the way. I might have to zoom it out a bit. No, okay, it's just a PDF I've got exported. Cuts things off a bit. Yeah, this is not a great PDF export. Let's be honest about that. Yeah, okay, let's cut it off. Wonder if I can. Okay, I was hoping to have all the equipment listed here, but it looks like so the PDF exports from Yaktribe apparently are not that great because they've cut off some of the information that I wanted, and I've now deleted the gang. So I'm going to have to try and remember what I had, or maybe come up with some new equipment I want. All right, so to edit or equip a fighter, use this handy edit thing here. This will move people up and down if you want to change the order your fighters are listed in. I like leaders, champions, gangers, then Jews at the bottom. In order of seniority, basically. But yeah, so leader, edit in here. Here's my leader. First thing I'm putting in is equipment. Now, what you get here is all the different categories of equipment. Yeah, and you just choose from them. So I know my leader is equipped with a plasma pistol. Now you have options here to just add or buy. If you add it, it's not going to take the money out of your stash. If you buy it, it will take the money out of your stash. So you just have to be careful which you're buying them from. If you already own the weapon, like later on, if something's in your stash, you want to just add it to the person, you can do that without spending money on it. But here I need to make sure I buy it. This is another pitfall I've had where I think particularly if you're using the mobile site version of this, these are replaced with icons that are not necessarily that obvious what you're doing if you're new to it. So it's worth just paying attention to which button you're tapping on. Maybe check your treasury before and after to make sure the money's coming out if it needs to. And it might just be worth totaling up how much money you spend afterwards to make sure it's all kind of looks all right. And you can just edit your treasury at the end if you need to. But I want to buy a plasma pistol. And I know I want to buy a chainsword. And I think that's all she had. She was coming out of 220 creds before, so it might be she had something else. Where's her cost here? 195. So she did have something more, which I can't see on my thing. So I might come back to that at the end. Oh, actually, let's see if I can remember now, because I might have just given her some. I think I gave her a respirator. I'll come back at the end. I'll see how much money I've got left at the end. I'm basically having to start this again now because I can't see the information properly. But yeah, so that's equipment. You've got to make sure you click on the buyer if you're buying it to make sure it comes out of your treasury. I need to add a skill to my leader, and I know I want commanding presence, which allows her to activate more fighters in a group activation. And that's her basically done. I will come back and look at the other equipment I'm doing as well. Yeah, at the end to see where we get to. Let's have a look at. So yeah, you can just go down your list here. You can go back to your gang and go back for the other page, but you can also just go down here and get into the other people. You've got this list of your whole gang on the left. So this, I'll do the skill here first. I know this one I want to give sprint. This champion. She is going to be equipped with, so close combat I want first, a shock whip. Oh, hang on, I've come out of equipment. What else have I given her? I know it's definitely I think she might have had a backup pistol as well, but it's definitely an auto pistol. And she was basically going to be a bit of a grenade jockey. I was going photon flash grenades and smoke grenades, I think. But her cost was coming out of 215. I think I might have been given her frag grenades too. So let's buy those and then see. I think I might have given my leader and champions some extra sort of protective equipment, like respirators and filter plugs and stuff. But anyway, I'll just do my last champion and then I'll actually from this point, you've seen how to equip people, how to choose skills. That's all you really need to see. I'm just going to equip the rest of my gang and then come back for a quick sum up. Okay, so I've put all the equipment I could see from that printout in, and I've just left me with 70 credits. I had 5 left over before, so I'm just going to look at a couple of other things. I think, what was I looking at? I think let's get, I did want a respirator from a leader. So let's do that. Oh yes, my champion with the Chemthra I wanted to gears. That's one of the things. Chemsynth, which makes her Chemthra more effective. That was some of the equipment I was looking at. And let's give Nox, because she's carrying smoke grenades and stuff. Actually, no, that's not. Never mind. I think I was looking respirator for her as well. And that leaves me 25 credits. So I think it was this one who had some pistols. I was going to give her some grenades as well, maybe. I think smoke, photon flash. I think photon flash are the most useful ones. That's left me with 10 credits, so I'm probably more or less where I want to be. But that thing I did before, so that was the thing that went a bit wrong, was this gang sheet here. But basically, what this has done, so you can see my rating and my credits add up to 1,000, which means I've spent all the money properly and not just added equipment to people. So that's a good way to check at the end. Make sure your rating and your credits add up to 1,000. So for a starting gang, that's what it's going to be. So I've got 10 credits left in my stash. Yeah, I want to have a look at this. This gang sheet here, because this is what I was trying to print before, but it basically cut things off there, and I think it's because it did it portrait, and I just want to see if there's in the print options, if you just make it landscape, yeah, that's all. That was all I was missing. So if you do print out your sheet to a PDF, make sure you switch it to landscape, because I messed up before and just was clicking through to do it. So that's another pitfall to look out for. But yeah, that's basically got this gang together. They'll be able to join a campaign once it's set up, and all the campaign management and the gang advancement and injuries and any recruitment you do, new equipment, all happens on Yaktribe. All the games will be played on Roll20, but this will be a site to have open while you're playing on Roll20 to keep an eye on all the details of your gang that you need, because not all the details are going to go on the character sheets on Roll20, because I mean, it hasn't got the infrastructure to track all of this stuff on there, basically. If someone who is much better at coding than me wanted to set one up, that would work great. I don't have the skills to do that, so I've done quite a basic thing, which has macros built into it, which will help play the game but not to track the development of a gang. And it's sort of be trying to reinvent what Yaktribe already does, and if you're playing online anyway, there's no harm in just having a second tab open, is the approach I've thought I'd take. Yeah, so all that happens here. There'll be some basic stuff listed on each character sheet, but we'll see that when we get into Roll20 in a later video.